Good evening. I'm proud to present myself as the facilitator of this panel of discussion about the animal experimentation. Our panelists are Julia Sandoval, who is a owner of Makeup, Guillermo Rocha, who is an engineer, Ana Gonzalez, who is a veterinarian, and Diego Villalobos, who is a zookeeper. Why don't we start with a question to Julia Sandoval. Julia, is animal experimentation useful and helpful to the society?
Well, yes, I think animals used in research have provided the medical community with valuable knowledge resulting in the improved treatment of a number of different products. We use animals because of certain mammals have psychological systems similar to humans. They have been viewed as ideal research subjects.
Thank you, Julia. Remember to treat your questions of every panelist. Um, Now, Diego,
Yeah,
what
I
are
have
the
one.
points? Please.
I have I have something to add.
Please add it.
Can I say it?
Yeah, add it. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, living organisms, we all have pain receptors, so it doesn't change the difference that humans feel and also animals feel too. So testing animals, I think it's a cruel way to test new products or makeup. So I think that makeup companies should change in type to test their products.
Thank you, Diego. Now the next question is also for you. What are the points against animal experimentation and how do you support them? Diego?
Excuse me, can you repeat it?
What are the points against animal experimentation and how do you support them?
Yeah, well, the point against is that animals do have pain receptors and they can also feel pain. And by using new kind of products or chemicals that are introduced into their skins or organism, in fact, uh, their life cannot be as a normal animal life, and they must be retained at a laboratory to be proven for the rest of its life. So, in my opinion, I think that's a very cruel way, like to treat living organisms, and yeah, that's pretty all.
I will
Someone wants to
support,
add it?
if you let me, Rodrigo, Diego's idea.
Of course.
Well, we think that animals aren't machines or objects, they are also living people, and that they shouldn't be manipulated because they have feelings, they feel, and they are forced because they can't defend themselves. So they mainly use rabbits, mice, and rats, but they are laws that protect them and that shouldn't be fair that they can
Thank you, Anna. The next question is for Julia also. What do you think about the cosmetic industry, Julia, since you work in that industry?
Well, in the cosmetic industry, we test our makeup on animals because without subjects to use for testing makeup, it will be impossible for us to know and understand how any of our products or process will work. So cosmetics testing is usually focused on ensuring that a product does not harm a person's eyes and skin.
But Julia, did you know that there are laws that are against it, and that people are more used to buy products if they aren't tested in animals. It's proved by some studies that people are more like against animal experimentation. So if the product says it hasn't been tested in animals, it's more sold.
But how do you know that one
Yeah,
of
also
that
to add the
product?
fact. Oh, okay, go on.
How do you know that that product will not react on your face or your eyes or something? So I think it's better if you taste first your product and then you sell it.
Yeah, well, Julia, so why is the makeup industry using chemicals that are affecting also the human skin? Like, why cannot them use another type of material or chemicals that do not affect the human skin, and so you don't need to do animal testing?
Well, for almost all type of makeup, you need some chemicals so it can stay longer. So the product it will be better. But since we use chemicals, we need to taste them first before we sell them.
Yeah,
Julia,
like
may
I
I say
totally agree
something,
with
please?
you, but who's speaking now?
Yeah, I just want to tell you that you say a solution, which is to try another kind of product, but how are we going to know that this new product that you're selling is not going to hurt the humans? So we need to have like a support to experiment if this new like substance is going to affect us, and that's why we use animals.
Yeah, sure, I know that, but you know, there are a lot of chemicals that are already known by the scientific community, and I think that they can make huge advancements with the chemicals that are already known. And also, like, I think there is another way to test these chemicals, and not it doesn't need to be
Look, the problem is that what we
human
know,
or animal skin. You can
yeah, here is that the like a scientist, we know a lot of elements. I think that's why what you mean. When you combine these elements, you are making chemicals, and maybe this will react like in pro or in con against the human skin. We don't know what's going to be the reaction of the people against this new chemical combined by many elements. That's why we need to experiment with like animals. As you know, many animals have the same, like 90% of their genes are as, as the human genes, and that's why this is a very the most effective form to see if something is going to affect us or not.
Okay, thank you. Here now the next question. It's for Anna. Anna, do you think that it's fair that humans suffer considerably more than animals, considering that animals create some of the or most of the diseases?
Well, I'm not in favor of human suffering, but I'm also not in favor of animal suffering because Guillermo mentioned they experiment with them and that it's science, but actually it's anti-science, it's anti-human, and they suffer. They're forced to do things they don't want to do just to experiment, and they can like create a new way of experimenting with animals. I don't know, it doesn't need to be animals or humans, like a new system or thing to experiment with them, so that either animals or people shouldn't suffer. I think it's the best way. They should create something.
And
yeah, like
how reliable do you think is that system?
How
How
what,
fast can
sorry?
it how fast can it offers us developments.
It doesn't exist yet, but I think the scientist community may create it so they will be in favor of animals and in humans because at the end we all depend on each other and it's necessary. So they will create it, and I don't know, it may be slow or faster, but at the end it's going to be the best for everyone.
Okay, thank you. Someone wants to add
Yeah, may
anything?
I add something, please?
Diego? Yeah?
Okay, well, as you know, nowadays we are almost 8 billion people in the world, and well, we make an excess consumption of food and other resources that are not only from us but from the rest of the animals, like the wood in the forest, or any soil material. But the fact is that nowadays animals are in the board that using these animals and also with the actual technology we can now develop a program that simulates a living organism and introduce like chemicals. It doesn't need to be a synthetic scheme, but it can be also a computer that only processes the chemicals that are introduced in, and that will be a solution, I think.
May I add something, please?
Of course, Guillermo.
Yeah, thank you. Diego, of course, there are people working in this kind of computer um, improving of the chemicals, but there is, as soon as we know, because I made a research, there is any other method as effective as this experimentation method, where scientists have worked on systems to check that all genes and stuff to prevent and not use animal experimentation. But sadly, there is anything so effective like that. And to tell, like, also the Dr. Anna, there is, yeah, you say it's like unhuman to experiment with animals, but seeing this as a medic or a pharmacist that I am, this is, I don't think it's something unhuman to let people die. We need to try new medicines to see if we can prevent illness. Experimenting with animals prevent the diseases or the people to die, and that it's more human to prevent the human than to prevent the animal living. Thank you.
Thank you, Guillermo. Now we have just received two tweets with the public asking questions. The first one is for the ones that are in favor. Memo. In what ratio
Yes.
the animal suffering, human benefit is fair? Talking in an ethical manner.
Yeah, of course, this is an ethical dilemma, and let me tell you that animals suffer because they have nervous system, as Diego said, but we are talking about surviving. And outside in the nature, animals are killing other animals to survive. It doesn't. They don't care about if the animal is going to suffer, if the prey is going to suffer or not. It's just surviving and surviving. Nowadays, we super predatory here, and we have evolved. We are evolving every day, and yeah, maybe in the past we used to hunt for eating, and the animals suffer. But nowadays we have like illness that we need to cure, mm, and suffering is, yeah, it's going to be always there suffering. But we need to use the resources, in this case the animals, to see if we can make something that is going to help us to survive. And this, when I am talking about surviving, I am talking about the medicine that we are creating and checking it with the animals to uh, preserve the human life. Thank you.
Thank you, Guillermo. Now for Diego, explain us about this proposal about medical developments.
Yeah, well, as I already explained before, my idea is that the scientific community will eventually do or develop a program in a computer that simulates a living organism, like the heartbeat and like the main living facts. And well, we will need like support from also from system developers and another kind of stuff that it's already being developed. But like the idea is that if we are like the most intelligent intelligent living thing in this planet, why cannot we help another living organisms that do not have the same abilities to be intelligent? And so we can create a way to stop this and stop intervening in their lifestyle from the animals. That's my idea.
But you're talking us about saving animals. There are some diseases that we cannot control even ourselves. That there hasn't been medical improvements like cancer, I don't know, other types of, of diseases that hasn't been found a cure for them. So how
Yeah, I
fast
know.
would it
Like,
be?
yeah, I know. Like, there's a long path like to discover because this whole world of the medicine and biology is a mysterious world. So, of course, I'm not saying that we're going to obtain like instant results, but I'm looking forward that the scientific community will find a soon we'll find soon a solution to this problem. And talking about the diseases that animals cause, they are not guilty of them. So, as I said, if we are the most intelligent living form in this world, we can also help to reduce that thing.
Thank you, Diego. Someone wants to add anything?
Yeah, I just
No?
want to say something.
Guillermo, please.
Yes, of course, the scientist community is working on this, and we can see there is like uh, places where animals can be free, and that stuff is mature, of course. And there are systems already created. I told you before that there was I did the research, and there's a lot of security systems which makes something like to prevent the animal experimentation, but there is anything as as effective as this method. We have tried, but we need to uh, see that right now we need to work for us using the animals, the resources that we have right now. This may sound a little bit like inhuman that you, as Anita said, but it's more inhuman to let humans or even your family die without looking the form to cure them. And this form is the animal experimentation, which is a very effective, and we have made a lot of advances in this pharmacy um, industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Guillermo. No someone wants to add anything? No? Well, thank you to all the public for your attention and for all your questions that were very useful to us. And we will see you on our next chapter about politics. Thank you.